It's probably a split decision between flats. Flats is you go for 1, you go for 100, and you don't end up home probably until 4 or 5 o'clock. So he's the one if you want to go have a really good time, you take him. But then Dave is probably the man who will never say no to a beer, and you can really nestle in with Dave and have a good time. Most talented away from rugby. I would say Joe Simmons is probably like the more all-rounded talent, probably with his golf and his football background and stuff. And then I don't know. There's Alec Hepburn's like talented and like academically. He actually does like a lot of reading, and he's actually very knowledgeable on a lot of things, especially money. So he's probably, they're probably the most talented. Ollie Woodburn, easily. That guy is never off it. He's in a couple of fantasy things. We're in a fantasy league with each other, and a few other boys in the NFL fantasy, and he is probably the person who's most on the ball, that sort of thing. He's never off his phone and he's never off his social media. So yeah, Ollie Woodburn. Best banter. Well, that's all subjective really, but probably Johnny Hill's probably the change room prankster, so to speak. But look, to be fair, everyone's pretty funny, and there's a good bit of banter. But Johnny Hill's probably the funny one. Sam Hill's going to be up there. A few topless posts. Lots of him on holiday. So yeah, I'd probably go Sam Hill. Being single, and he probably makes the most amount of effort. Teacher's pet, Don Armand is the teacher's pet for the crew. The old statesman now. He's probably one in the coaches here, probably the most. Sadly, there's a few contenders with this. On recent performance, bear in mind our last social, it's sad to say, but Jack Yendall was up there. I wouldn't normally put him up there, but he was up there last time. It was terrible actually. But James Short is consistently probably the worst. And then there's probably a few boys that don't turn up to socials, but I'll let them off this one. Sam Hill for Love Island, definitely 2020. If he could, I think he probably would, and I think he'd do probably quite well with it. I've actually got to probably put my brother up for this. He got the politics prize at school, which came to a shock to everyone in the family. But I wouldn't say I'd agree with all his policies, but I think he's actually, for a 19-year-old, he's got a great sense of politics. Him and he'd probably go up against Alec Hepburn. Hepburn has got some really weird policies, but those two would probably be running in an election together. I've mentioned him before, but Sam Hill, it kind of ties into the answers I've had before, but he's probably the one who works on his arms the most, probably because he's waiting for that reality TV call up. It's a tie. I get told I've got pretty dress sense. I just don't really bother. I just don't really mind. My brother's pretty terrible as well, so that obviously has come from my mum. And probably Alec Hepburn. Gareth Stevenson's got to re-look at his. He's getting old now, but he's, you've got to change with the times. So I'd probably go between me and Sammy or Gareth Stevenson. Biggest diva is 100% Sam Maunder. We had a kicking competition this morning and he completely lost his marbles. So I'd definitely say Sam. Then apart from that, probably no. He's well and truly the biggest diva in the squad.